When we meet and talk to one another, we uncover so many gifts in the people that we encounter. And that's a gift that I had today when I met and spoke with Jean Dorcelien. He's a young man who coaches children of different ages, football. But that is what he teaches outwardly. And inwardly, he's teaching them how to live life in having leadership and the skills of community. Just like in Co-Creator Circle, where we show one another how we can learn from one another, teach one another, and in doing so, co-create a world that benefits all. Imagine two people from different countries, different ages, different cultural and social and different backgrounds being able to come together and finding these moments of interconnection, which are so powerful. This is what is happening in the world today. We are co creating a world that benefits all. In every corner of our lives, we meet such people. How important it is to acknowledge that they are just as important as what we may consider to be something that we don't need in the world. What we do need is already here. Let's give it our attention and let's share it with one another. Thank you. Welcome to Co-Creative Conversations from Co-Creator Circle. I'm Meenakshi, your host, and today I'm going to introduce you to a very interesting and wonderful person called Jean Dorcelien. Jean has given me a one sentence bio of him, so there's very little that I can really tell you. But that actually is wonderful because when we meet one another, we don't really say, "Hi, I'm so and then give you one paragraph about ourselves, right? So we're going to discover something about him as the conversation proceeds. And remember that your ideas and your inspiration, the people who are listening and the people who are watching, is part of the conversation. So when you listen and when you watch, please give your comments, give your questions, and say what inspired you about this conversation. And what would you have liked me to ask, which perhaps I didn't ask? So, Jean, you wrote that you love to serve and that you're looking forward to adding value to all encountered. From the little I know about you, I think that's what you do. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Well appreciated. And I think you got it right. Underneath, I believe, face of each individual we can encounter, there's history and there is potential of learning a lot more about what words can say about someone.
Yeah. And as we were talking, Sean, and we were checking the usual way that we check the videos and the audios. So I'm going to let people know that it's okay if the voice doesn't sound very clear, but we're going to try our best because I really want to have this conversation for the longest time.
Paul, thank you. Thank you so much. And I will do my best to make the voice resonate on the other line. So let
Yeah,
me know if.
yeah, we lost you a little bit there.
Yes, as I said, I will do my best to make the voice resonate on the other side. So let me know
Okay,
how it comes out.
perfect. Jean, I was looking at your Instagram feed and I saw that you have a football club and it has a very intriguing name. Can you say the name and why it's called what it is?
Wow, that's great. I'm so happy you picked up on this. This is one of the greatest mystery to me, but a very how do I say it? Very simple ideology with for others. First of all, the name is a French word. Says éclair. Éclair is very simple. It means light. It means to empower. If you want to translate it into like English, literally, it means lightning before thunder. So the light before thunder, that's exactly what it means in French. But if you want to elaborate on that, it means more than that. What we find the meaning of light, and that's what goes into leadership, which the philosophy of this football club that we use as a tools to promote education through football.
So I saw that you have this football club. First of all, this is so exciting because when I saw Eclair, I said, why is it Eclair? Is it those chocolate eclairs? You know, and is it and then I saw lots of little children whom you're coaching, and I felt that maybe it's that they're given eclairs at the end of it. But now that you've explained that it means light, and I saw some of your messages, I see how you bring light in two different ways to this club. In one way is that you coach them with football, and the second way that you have that special tool, something special that you give them once in a while. What is that something special?
Well, I am passionate about education and leadership, and I wanted to do something about what I believe in. So when I was growing up, a little history about that. When I was growing up, I loved football. So my parents hardly allowed me to play in teams. And then when I moved to the U.S., I had an opportunity to play for my high school. So I was so eager to play. And then I played. I was so excited to play. So, but I was also dancing. So I did not really fulfill the dream. But we always seek for what true meaning of life is. So I always passionate about life itself. So I said, how can I offer the world my dream, what I believe in? So I believe in leadership. I believe in education. So I put them together and I said, who's my audience now? And then that attracts me to football, which I'll always love. And I start coaching it about over 10 years ago. And then I said, let me put that, what I know together to put it, and offer that. So I used that. And then I didn't want to teach in a classroom. So I said, I love football and let's put these two things together. And then I put a football club together. I used the football as a tool to promote education and leadership. And then I choose the kids to do that with. And it's a form of empowerment, a form of education, and a form of light that we can bring to the world. So so you use the football as a tool to grab the children and then promote the values that we have in leadership, like teamwork, sportsmanship, value, love, um, respect, understanding, sharing. There's nothing in leadership that we cannot find into football. That's what we use another to build communities, if I may say, in a sense that we build communities one person or one child at a time.
Yeah, I saw that, that you also in one of them, so beautifully you showed them that how it is fun to interact with one another. So you're telling the children that, just have fun, play, throw the ball to one another. And then when I blow the whistle, the person who has the child who has the ball is the one who's going to throw it to the goal. So you made it, and they're little children. How old are they?
Well, we registered. We are a nonprofit. We are a 501(c)(3), and we registered for ages 6 to 17. So those are
I think
the ones
yeah,
we
those
choose
children
to
were about eight
focus on.
years from what I could see. And so you brought in the element of play. You brought in so many elements in just those 2 or 3 sentences. So you really are a master at what you do. You're saying you want to serve and you want to build leadership, and you're doing that. I want to ask you why leadership? Why is leadership so important?
Well, I am a student of leadership. They said a lot. I believe in this philosophy that says until you teach something, you really don't know it. So I don't know what leadership really is, but I'm eager to learn. So I take the philosophy of teaching. So another every day, I learn a little more about leadership. And the second aspect of this, I believe the more leaders we have, the better world we can provide.
So we are back. Jean, you were telling me about leadership. Why is it that you feel leadership is so important to convey to children in those ages?
Well, that's a great question and a very important one as well. And I am a student of leadership. So therefore, I believe in the philosophy that until we teach something, we don't know it really well. Doesn't mean that I know it because I teach it, but it means that there's every day that I teach, I learn something more. I look for something in each and every one of my kids that I can learn from, relate relatively to leadership. So I believe personally, the more leaders we have in the community, the more the community thrive. And I strongly believe that leadership is it takes special people to be leaders, and with more of these individuals, a better community will have. So the ultimate goal is to have a better community wherever we are, and we can share it. So therefore, that's why I choose football as a tool leadership skills that we each of us need in life to live in a more suitable community or environment.
So this is very interesting, Jean. You're saying that to be in community, because usually the view that people have of leaders is that there's a leader and everyone else is a follower. But the way you are inculcating, and like you say, you're learning it, I'll say relearning it maybe, and also teaching it to the children, is that when you have leadership qualities, then you can make a good community. Am I right? And that's what you're trying to inculcate?
Yes, yes. In fact, you probably say it better than I did, and absolutely. And to be a leader, it's also relative to a good follower. So a good leader always a good follower. So brings with it a good follower. So yes, as we do that, we form better communities. As we form leaders, we also shape communities. So that's why I choose to practice and promote leadership. And I believe, one of the most important or maybe vulnerable communities, which is children. So I choose children as a community to promote what we call leadership skills. For instance, I can give you an example like sportsmanship. It's something that we find in most team sports. And there's not much closer than sports practicing teamwork. And in life, we need to be good neighbors. We need to be good Samaritans. We need to be good to each other. So with that, with the skills of sharing balls on the field, which we are one team, and if we win as a team, not as a player. So those skills, especially like for instance teamwork, is vital for each and every one of us. And sharing that with the kids in particular is also kind of building the future. And for sure, and the kids are our future. So that's why we choose those qualities, those leadership qualities, and teach them to our children so that when they grow up, they will find and create a better community.
I love that, because as you're talking, I'm almost seeing the children not only learning from you in the football field, but also taking it out into the other areas of their life, into their school, and maybe even in the home, maybe the way they are with their brothers and sisters. Do you see that, Jean? Do you sort of do you know more about the children as they are in school and other areas of their life?
Let me see if I can answer this by giving you an example. Let's do a life example. I coach the philosophy that the scorer gets 1 point and the assist get 2 points. So in football or even in basketball, you have an assist, and then you have the person that scores the goal. So I give the assist. The person who passes the ball, the kid who passes the ball gets 2 points, and then the one who scores gets 1 point. So with that philosophy in mind, automatically it shows that if the child wants more point, if the player wants a higher point, he or she is going to look for the pass. So it's not going to be selfish taking the goal. So that's the philosophy. That's one philosophy we teach, like I teach in football, that will create an absolutely a better human being in the community. So if the child really wants more points, he or she is going to look for the pass. It's going to be the assist, the person who assists the player who scores. So that's how I could answer the question, and that's how I firm to create a better community, a better neighbor, and a better human being.
Beautiful. As you're talking, I'm thinking of co-creator circle. Like you said, that when you are a leader, and the way I think about this is that when we know that we are co-creating a world, and we all are sitting in a circle and we are all learning from one another and teaching one another. So like you said, that the same person is sometimes a leader and sometimes a follower. In the same way, the same person is a teacher sometimes and a student at other times. So this kind of a circle, this kind of a community, this is so vibrant, and I feel that this is the kind of community that can last all the things that can happen to us. It can prevail, and it can also be a way shower for others. Do you get that feeling also, Jean, for when you're coaching football? I think you do.
Absolutely right. And I tell you, one of the things that I shared with my kids, I told them that don't think that you come to practice knowing that you're not teaching me something. Each and every one of my kids is an instructor to me. So I told them, please, please come not only to learn, but also to teach me something. Because Coach Jean does not know everything, and Coach Jean is willing to learn from each and every one of you. Absolutely. And I learn almost every session. I've been coaching for over 12 years, and every session I start coaching, and I share with them that they're not coming here just to learn. They also come here to teach because I believe each and every one of them has something that I don't have. So it's up to me as a student while I teach to learn how I can maximize this talent that I see in this individual. So therefore, this each kid has a talent, has something that I don't have. It's up to me to identify it and learn from it. And I think that's a great way that I think we can value each and every one of our kids. And for sure, I am a student every time I'm on the field.
I love that. Tell me something, Jean. What are you feeling that as a whole, humanity outside the co-creator circle and outside the football fields that you coach in, what do you feel that humankind is co-creating in the world today?
Well, I think that we should be a model for each other. And that's what I focus a lot in leadership. So, leadership, no matter where you are you. So, you bring you. And with that, you bring value. At least you look for value in each and everyone that we encounter, no matter what their background is, what their culture is, what their um, no matter what the individual, where the individual is, there's always a benefit to listen, to learn from that person. And at the same time, you also giving. While you're learning, you're giving. The person is also learning from you. So yes, being part of outside the field, wherever we are an example. We should be a support for one another. I absolutely agree with that. We're not only coaching on the field, we are coaching wherever we are. That's why I like the word integrity. Integrity is that when someone is watching you do the right thing, you do the right thing wherever you are as a human being. So, and you never know who's watching, who's learning.
Yeah.
And that's why that makes a lot of sense, not just on the field, but also off the field, wherever we are. That's an excellent question, by the way.
Do you feel that this is happening in the world? Do you, when you look around you, do you see that the world, in a very simple way, is becoming a better place or a worse place than when you were even younger than you are now?
Well, fortunately, I strongly believe there are more good people than bad. And I am extremely grateful for those. We just have to pay a little more attention, like as the information gets faster and much rapid and to us, like we have more access today than we used to. We have to be careful what we feed our minds. And but I am strongly firm believer that there are more great people, good people than the alternative. So it's up to us to pick or to accentuate what our talents value is to this world and make it a better place. When they said make the world a better place than we find it, is that I believe they talk about true authenticity and be true to ourselves so that we don't have to fake, we don't have to imitate, or we don't have to be someone else. We are ourselves. So therefore, with that mindset, we automatically go to the world, open up to learn and to give and to receive. To give and to receive. And so that we plant seeds of authenticity, seeds of positivity, seeds of supporting one another. So that in case someone had other strategy or other plans, by meeting with you, hopefully if the strategy or the plan was not accordingly, the person would probably think otherwise and maybe act positively. So it's good to be mindful and who we are, then kind of plant seeds that are truly who we truly are, no matter who's in front of us. So I think that's a great thing to see it. And with that, I believe the philosophy makes the world a better place will be the victor, will be the majority.
Perfect. Jean, what has inspired you? What helped you to become interested in serving and in teaching leadership? What what's made Jean as Jean?
Well, I can start with by saying of, um, I could say, first of all, God, then my family. I have great respect for my family, especially my mother and my father, and then the world, the people that I stand on their shoulders, mentors, teachers, role models that I find. And I think uh, without those individuals, I could never be me. I don't think I would be existed. So it is just the right thing to do, just to share. And a gift to myself is to always be learning from everyone that I encounter. And I simply believe that everyone has something that I don't have. And I would like to learn a little from each and every one of them. So applying leadership to me is a lifetime learning. It's a lifetime commitment to never stop growing and never stop learning. And I think that's what I get from it, and learning from other people in my life, and God, and the creator, and my parents, and also everyone else I stand on their shoulder.
Yeah. So sometimes, we grow because there were some challenges that we faced, and we felt that we could do something a little better, like you said, make the world better. So, where do you feel that the world needs to be changed? What in the world needs to be different?
I that's a great question. That is a lot. Without researching for just to pick something, I think we can diminish the greed if we could share with one another, knowing that we could be enough. It could be enough. We don't have to be so greedy in some ways. That, and also there's a simple idea that in giving we receive. I think with that mindset, we will have a more peaceful world. I think so. Maybe minimize the greed and share our talents to one another. I think that might make the world a little better. I think.
I love that. You know what I love, Jean, that even when you're talking about something that needs changing, you do it in such a positive way. And sometimes people think that when you're positive, you're not looking at the negative. But the way you're saying it, it's because you're looking at something that is not good for anyone that you think of something that we can do to change it. We see change because we do see something which is, let's say, negative. And like you said, one of the things that we can really see around the world now is desire, or probably too much of greed, maybe for things which we don't really require and which are not good for the world. So, in the beginning of this conversation, I said there are two ways in which you help the children that I could see in your beautiful Instagram. Eclair, what is it called?
Eclair Football Club.
Eclair Football Club. One of them is teaching football, and the other is the word that you have. You give a word, you have messages, and you say, "This is Coach Joe's word of the day." I, how did you come upon that kind of a thought that you should have a word and then you expand on it uh, in for your children and for everyone?
Yes, it's well. I believe this Eclair is a platform for everyone, and it's I when I was working out, I was running one day. I said, "What about if I put something? It says a moment with Coach Jean." Yes, and I'd like to read. I'd like to create, make something, or offer something that is of value. So in the mornings, I usually take a word and then expand on it for less than a minute, and I call it a moment with Coach Jean. And that usually, when someone looks at this or listen to the message, I hope the hope is that someone can grab something of value. And that's how I come up with it, not only to share with the kids, but also to share with humanity what I hope that someone can learn something from. So that's how the idea comes from.
Jean, we're coming to the end of our conversation almost. What would be your word for today? What would be the moment that we could have with Jean?
Wow.
So I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I feel that there will be something that we can receive from
Wow.
you.
Well, I can come up with one if I would. I said, let's say faith. Faith. I just wrote something which I this morning. It's interestingly enough, you asked that question. I call it the word of the week, faithfulness. And this is just amazing you asked that question. So we should all have faith in the future. That we should all have faith. If I may add one more word, is hope. We have hope and faith that the world will, because of us, the world will be at a better place. So have a little faith and then distribute that to everyone that we encounter. And then I think that, and then have faith in that each and everyone that we meet, it's for a greater us. Have faith that instead of think otherwise, have faith that everyone that we encounter is a blessing to us in one shape or another. Because I do believe that everyone has a gift, everyone has something in them that I can learn from, provide that I listen and willing, that's the best thing, willing to listen to that individual. So open minded is also another aspect of faith that the world will be in a better place because of our existence.
Thank you so much, Jean. This was very beautiful. I'm going to request our listeners that though we were not able to do this whole thing on video, but we are going to call, I'm going to request Jean actually to come over one day and we'll have another conversation with you. I feel that just listening to young people like you who are empowering and also inspiring so many others inspires me to, and everything that you're saying about hope and looking forward and teaching each of us to learn and also to teach, all of this is so important for each one of us. So I'm very grateful that you came and you spent your time with us today. Thank you so much, Jean.
Thank
So, Jean, I see that behind you there are so many books. Have you read them all?
you. The answer is I wish I wish I read them because but the idea is when they there they motivate me. And I have some in the right here on my hand I can reach. So the most valuable topic that I want to refresh my mind on, I just reached there and picked it up. So I mean, I wish it's one day my hope to read at least half, right? At least half. So, but it's just amazing that when you there, it inspires us. It's not like I'm old fashioned, but I still think yes, old fashioned still works. I have most of them on audio, by the way. I enjoy them, but I enjoy opening a book at night or in the morning and read. You know, it's not much like reading a passage from a book, and I still have them. And it's one of my addictions, by the way. I am very public about that, and I'm not going to hide my sin. So if I'm addicted, it's to books. A good book really reminds us about something that holds value to us. And I believe one of my best gifts I can receive is a gift. It's a book. So besides conversation with someone, and that's the next best thing is a book. That's so, but I always like to meet with the author or with the people. The next best thing is reading the book. So that's why you see those books there. That's why I don't hide my sin. I have to confess that books is, I enjoy books.
But I call books my vice because even at times when I felt I could barely afford something, we would go and buy books, both me and my husband. And not only that, I'm going to add to your, when we meet, I'm going to add to your library now that you say that you like to receive books. So you're going to receive one from me at least.
Oh,
And
thanks.
I'm making a prediction that one day behind you, there's going to be a book whose author is Jean Dorcelien.
Thank you so much. Thank you, but it is kind. But I don't know much to write a book. I love to learn from people. So from people like you, I cannot wait to read your book. And also one of my good friends, Adriana, also has a book that we in fact, before you and I started talking, she texted me. She said we're going to meet, and one of the things she's going to bring me, it's her book. So I'm willing, and wow, I cannot wait. Thank you so much for adding value to my library.
Thank you very much, John. This has been a pleasure. And I know that our listeners and our watchers are also going to get a lot from this
Well,
conversation.
I'm extremely grateful for people like you. If I didn't tell you that, because of people like you, people that I encounter in my life, that's what inspires me to live every day positively. Like I am passionate about life. I am, the word is, I am motivated every single day that I wake up. It's a blessing to live fully. I really enjoy. I put it in my note yesterday. Yesterday, I put it on my note to live my dream every single day, and that is what I hope for in life for everyone to live their dream, to all dreams every single day. And when we start accomplishing, when we start with this mindset, we automatically eliminate a lot of stuff in life that we think we need. And we really don't need a lot of stuff, really, when it comes to that. And when we live fully ourselves, God given gifts, when we live truly into ourselves and we live for others, I believe we should live for others. We don't have gifts to gift ourselves, we have gifts to give others. I think I think that's the point of life. So when I meet people like you, I'm willing to listen and learn something, and I think that's what makes life so beautiful and meaningful at the same time.
So I think that's a drop mic moment for sure. Thank you very much.